Okay, good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to another Wednesday night of Sequoia Lending. And if this is the first time that you're on our platform, Sequoia is slowly transitioning ourselves into a business consulting group. We talked about that last week, and we will be talking about that again sooner, sometimes in the future. But tonight, we have some heavy hitter on our platform. Many of you know, and how Sequoia actually started it. And when we started it, we looked at a business as our model. We look at a company as our role model. Who should we follow? There are so many companies out there that doing real estate, doing mortgages, doing all kind of different type of businesses. How can we position ourselves so that we can mimic the success of other companies, so that we can, become as successful as the other company as well? So for a period of time, we spend a lot of effort and energies to learn about other companies' compensation plan, their structure, so on and so forth. And guess what? There's one company that stands out from all of the above. Is a company called eXp. And if you pay attention to our comp plan, and if you do a Google search on eXp's comp plan, you can find a similarity between the two of us. So again, when we built Sequoia, we knew that, hey, one day, sooner or later, we would be like eXp. It just took them because their comp plan, because their system, it just took them a very, very short period of time, and they went to NASDAQ. They go public, and they go all worldwide. And that is what Sequoia is what really wanted to do. And if you think about why we name ourselves Sequoia, Sequoia is that big, huge tree in California that can cover the entire ground. And that is what we wanted to do. So we start out with commercial funding that we fund 1 to 4 units, so on and so forth. A lot of you already know, but slowly we got into funding small businesses also, working capital, equipment loans, term loans, and in about year two, we ventured into business service such as cost segregation, tax appeal, and not long ago we have gotten into the wellness program where we are able to provide free benefits to small businesses. Minimum 3 people, 3 full-time employees, we can provide free benefit for them. And now we're adding another piece onto our platform, which is commercial real estate. So I can go on and on and on and on, but the thing is that one thing that I truly believe, I truly, truly believe in life is called the law of attraction. Law of attraction, meaning that when you believe in something so strongly, somehow, somewhat, things will happen, things will fall into places. And on day one, when building Sequoia, we believe so strongly one day we will be like eXp. We will work together with eXp. And guess what? About a year and a half ago, somebody, somehow, somewhat in the Sequoia platform introduced us to this gentleman called Mr. James Huang. He was the president of commercial realty, eXp commercial realty. He's the one that responsible to build up the entire commercial branch for eXp. And I got introduced to him. We talked since then. I did presentation for him. I introduced my platform to him, and he liked that. We keep each other. We keep talking to each other, and he keep giving us the mentorship, showing us what to do, showing us what's out there. So long story short, and now finally we're officially partnering up with eXp. So today we have 3 heavy hitter on our platform is going to share with us what eXp is all about. Most importantly, how eXp can help Sequoia, help every single one of us to build an organization utilizing data technology. And remember one thing, guys, eXp and many big corporations out there are spending tons and tons and tons of money to do marketings. I bet that they spend money on AIs, on virtual, on ChatGPT, on all these new technologies, helping their agents to get to the next level. But for small mom and pop shop, we do not have the capability. But by partnering up with eXp, now all of a sudden our doors are opened. So we have the president, Mr. James Huang, the commercial president for eXp on our platform. We also have Mr. Tom Tran on our platform. He is the top 5% in the company. They have over 80,000 agents in the company, and he has always been the top 5% in the company, and he has been the advisor for eXp. And now he's on our platform to share with what they know. And also we have Mr.
Scott Cook.
Scott Cook, right? Mr. Scott Cook. He is the Chief Operating Officer for eXp. Again, those are all three people that is on the C level in eXp on our Sequoia platform. So without being keep on and on and on, I welcome James. I welcome Tom. Welcome you, Scott. The floor is yours. Wow us, James.
First, I just want to thank everyone, and it's been a journey, but it's a journey of we were learning to date, right, Alan? Teaching some commercial, plugging in, opening up the tax reassessment services, having our mutual friends that we kept on discussing this collaboration, and now we're getting married. So this is excellent. This is great to kind of be officially working with everyone in Sequoia Lending, and I know it's more like Sequoia Services, Sequoia Consulting, because there's so much more you can do for Sequoia and all the great people and leaders that you have. And what we're doing is, I love the new logo, Tom, where the pros go to grow. So Tom, I want you to share, because you saw the vision very early on, and then you can pass it to me, and then I'll add what Scott and I are growing in addition to really serve and help the Sequoia family, which is now our eXp family.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Tom Trong here. I have a quick presentation. Usually this presentation takes about a full hour to really get into the weeds, but I know we don't have that time. I'm going to blow through it in 10 minutes, and we can always take more calls and questions at the end. Excited to have Alan Wu and the Sequoia family here with us. I know the audience is a diverse audience. I think some of you might be licensed real estate professionals, licensed mortgage professionals, maybe you're insurance professionals. In my prior life, I was also in the insurance business for 13 years doing property and casualty before I came over to the real estate side. So who is eXp? Well, when I joined back in 2018, there was just 6,000 agents at eXp, and no one had heard of this company, this cloud-based brokerage that basically is one brokerage under the sun. Can you guys see my screen that says build your future with eXp? Thank you very much for your acknowledgement. Okay. So I found, back in 2018, and it's still today, actually bigger, better, more efficient, more profitable than ever. And you tonight have the ability to partner with a company like this where we are cloud-based. What does that mean? It means that you are not limited by going to any bricks and mortar offices. We actually are now in 24 countries. We have access, and we give you access to the Regis office, shared office space, and the spaces. There's over 3,000 locations worldwide where you can work from anywhere in the world. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can jump on a computer screen or jump into a bricks and mortar office. We give you over 2,000 support staff that's on our payroll, which it becomes your payroll. Glenn Sanford, our founder, basically says, why can't a real estate brokerage be built internationally? Why can't we build a company where you, the agents, the 43 of us on this call, can own the brokerage together? We win together, we lose together, we celebrate together, and we share in the company profits, and we share stock ownership, so on and so forth. And in addition to that, we're also a self-development company. You all come from different walks of life, right? But in the end, an entrepreneur always needs leading, training, and coaching. And a few years ago, we went back out and we bought the Success brand, Success Magazine, Success Coaching, Success Lending. I know you guys, Sequoia, do lending. It's not a conflict of interest, all right? But it's all there for you. And then Glenn goes, when we have a cloud-based platform and we cut out all of the expenses and the overhead and the redundancy in management and in operations, we can take those savings and give it back to the agents in the form of extremely competitive compensation plan. We can share in the company revenues and profits, and we can give agents stock ownership. And then we are the first and only company right now that provides healthcare. Can you believe it? eXp Realty gives, and eXp Commercial and Luxury and Global gives agents health care. Guys, according to the National Association of Realtors, about 1/3 of real estate agents in the United States are uninsured, totally uninsured. They go bare, right? Now, I know, Alan, you have health insurance as well, but a lot of agents don't have health insurance. We provide it at a fraction of the cost. As a matter of fact, about 65 of the agents who join eXp who have a different health plan end up saving over 50% of their insurance plan, and the coverages were the same, if not better. Deductibles are the same, if not lower. Where else can you go and build a company where you can immediately partner up with the $2 billion valuation publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, where the more you earn, the more you grow, the more stock you get, okay? Guys, within this company, Jim loves it, Scott and I love it. We get to build our own brand. Think about Amazon. Think about Amazon as a platform to deliver goods and services to consumers, right? eXp is the same. We're just a platform to help real estate professionals thrive. It's your own branding. Whatever your brand is, you keep your brand powered by, brokered by, supported by eXp. And that's where you can grow your business. The market leaders, T3, top 5, RT Trends, Riz Media, Power Brokers. If you're in the business, you know who these companies are. There are third-party publications that track real estate professionals, real estate brokerages, and consistently they've named us the #1 growth leader, #1 transaction sites, #1 in sales volume, so on and so forth. What does it mean to you? You guys have the ability to link arms with us, grow your business, own your own business, build your own teams, not just locally, wherever you are. I see you guys are in Canada, in California, in Florida, and Virginia. You can build a team within this brokerage. You can actually build a brokerage within a brokerage. I think that's what attracted Alan to this platform, without having all of the liabilities, all of the headaches, all of the expenses to stand up a business, right? So how do we do this? We own this technology called eXp World. It's also called Frame and Verbella. During COVID-19, when the world shut down, our agents had already been doing business 11 years in the cloud campus, in the metaverse. We did not miss a beat. Our agents were getting the training, COVID-free. We were transacting. We were getting paid. And we already knew how to use Zoom. You guys have used Zoom very well now since COVID. But before COVID, more than 50% of the world didn't know what Zoom was, right? But we were already there. And this has allowed us to grow over 24 countries extremely efficiently. Right before this call, Alan and everybody, I was on another call with our legal counsel and our global growth leader to talk about launching eXp Japan. How cool is that you, the agent, you and I, if you have relationships, can help this company grow. And when you help us grow, you get handsomely rewarded for that. Jim is our eXp commercial president. He was for the past 3 years. He took eXp commercial from basically 0 or 1 with Jim. And then Scott Cook came along. And then in 3 short years, he grew the fastest commercial brokerage on planet Earth, with now 800 agents strong in all 50 states. We launched eXp Luxury recently. Also, the fastest luxury brand that's ever been tracked, that's ever been publicly disclosed. In the past 3 years, our luxury team has grown to over 2,000 full-fledged luxury agents. The marketing is at your fingertips. Whether you do residential, commercial, luxury, our platform is a world-class platform that you can plug and play. You can grab all of the marketing materials, the templates, and customize it for yourself without having the extra headache or expense of trying to figure out how to create first-class marketing materials, okay? A couple of more things, and I'm almost done. We have a referral company, an asset disposition company. We have a lead generation company. We have a marketing team. All of this is at your fingertips. We deal with REOs. Alan, in our talks earlier, you were focused on REOs during the REO crisis. Well, we are doing it. Our agents who are getting trained as a BPO, as a REO broker, are doing BPOs for these banks, for FHA, for Fannie Mae, for Freddie Mac. And once they get that, if that turns into a listing, guess what? Our agents are getting those bank-owned listings, both residential and commercial, by the way. University training, more than 80 hours, well, 380 hours, I should say, of live training per month. Can you believe that? Live training, just like a Zoom call when you and I are on right now, we can type and chat. We have a mentorship program. If you're a rookie, we'll hook you up with a seasoned mentor. I know Scott is, Jim is, I am. And if you're a mentor, you can pick up mentees and help them get along and close deals, and we share in the transactions that way. Mastermind groups. We have a thing called Workplace powered by Facebook. We are the largest user of Workplace, which is powered by Facebook. 88,000 agents come on this platform to share leads, to share ideas, to share listings, to ask for help, things like that. Okay. Let's talk about the compensation plan. Here it goes. Okay. 80% split, no franchise fees, no royalty fees for the residential agents. When you pay into the company 20%, you keep 80, to equating to $16,000 on the residential side or $20,000 on commercial side, you then cap, meaning you have an automatic built-in raise for you to go from 80% split to 100% split. Unheard of in the industry before eXp. Okay, we're the most competitive compensation plan out there. For the residential folks, it's just $149 to get started, $85 per month to get access to everything that I've shared with you so far. Okay, and 2 small transaction fees only when you close a transaction. On the commercial side, it is $250 to get started and $250 on a monthly basis, and you get state-of-the-art commercial tools that normally would cost the average commercial agent around $2,000 to $3,000 a monthly basis. eXp, through Jim's help and Scott's help, has managed to cut that cost all the way down to $250, which is 1/10 of the cost, which allows you competitive market advantage to give your clients the best tools possible. Stock ownership. 5 ways to earn stock. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to get into details here, but know that the more you sell, the more you get stock. The more you can buy into the company stock at a fraction, at a discount. The more you help us grow by bringing in talent into your organizations, by recruiting them, the more stock you will get. Alan, I think you said that you have some form of compensation, revenue sharing. Here is eXp's revenue share. It's a complicated slide, but in simplest terms, let me share with you how this works. When you introduce an agent to eXp, whether it's on the realty side, on the commercial side, or on the luxury side, or on the global side, if that agent went out and let's say they sold a transaction, a real estate transaction, whether it's residential or commercial, and the gross commission income was $10,000, they would keep 80%, which is $8,000, minus a few small transaction fees. The company would keep $2,000. That's the 20% split, remember? Well, half of that gets covered. Half of that goes to cover all of our overhead, our expenses. So the other half is $1,000 that we take and we share in forms of revenue share. So if you sponsored James Huang and he closed that deal, you would get paid 17.5% of $1,000. eXp will stroke you a $175 check the following month that Jim closes the transaction. Okay, Jim's going to keep doing that transaction until he caps. Well, Jim will cap at $100,000 a year on the eXp side. 10% of that is $10,000. If you brought in a capping commercial agent who only sold $100,000 in gross commission income, that would be worth $1,750 to you on an annual basis, residually. What if you brought in 10 agents? That now becomes $17,500. What if you brought in 100 agents? That is now $175,000 in residual income. And that doesn't stop. When those agents bring in agents on the level 2, you get 20%. You get 12%. Here's what I can share with you. After one short year at eXp, I started 6.5 years ago, folks. I'm going to slow down because I talk really fast. I want this to hit home for you. In the first year at eXp, I increased my sales volume because of all the training, the support, the systems. I got a raise from 70% to 80% split. I got a cap before there was no cap, and then I went to 100%. But in the course of me traveling in my sales business, I introduced about 10 agents to this business who joined. Those 10 agents brought in about 10 agents of their own in that first year. That generated $100,000 or more, $100,000 plus in residual revenue share income to my family. That's my retirement money. By the way, it's willable. It's willable to your kids and your great grandkids or to any nonprofit that you want, as long as someone has a license. And then the second year, it started to grow. I maybe added another 10 agents. Okay. And those 10 brought in agents. Second year came to be about 200 plus thousand. Third year, 300,000. I'm 6 years into it now. My residual income, I'm sharing this not to impress you, folks, but there's 53 of you on this call. It is to impress upon you that once you learn about this eXp platform, you too can build a residual income, legacy-based, inheritable income that can pass on to for generations to come. My kids, one is already licensed. The youngest one is just old enough to get licensed. She's getting licensed, and I can pass my income over to her. So after 6 years, it's $600,000 plus in residual income coming from the efforts of these agents that I helped become more productive, more profitable here at eXp. Okay. We also have One eXp. We're committed to diversity and culture. We have we give back to nonprofits. And Alan, I am done, man. That is a quick 10-minute presentation of who eXp is. We're built for success. We're going places, and we'd love for you to come along with us.
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tom. And I think hopefully everyone can see the vision of eXp. And as a matter of fact, that is why Sequoia mimicked the success of eXp. So 2 weeks ago, I did a training talking about build your business. And again, this, whether you are in eXp or whether you're in Sequoia, you are not a Rambo. You do not do this thing by yourself. You don't go out there and fight a war yourself. You are actually, we are building a platform so that you can build a business within this platform so that you can get residual income, just like what Tom shared with you. Same thing with eXp, same thing with Sequoia Lending. If you look at our compensation plan, we are designed specifically for you to build an organization, and especially true in today's market. The market is not doing very good. The interest rate is still high. A lot of real estate agents, a lot of loan officers, they're struggling. They're looking for ways to generate more income. So again, a lot of the small mom and pop real estate brokerage is not able to survive with the storm. So perfect timing for us to bring them on board, either Sequoia or eXp, so that we can utilize the technology that they have, utilize the platform that they have, and to build this organization together. And think about this. Now we can say that Sequoia, powered by eXp. Think about the power of that. When we have this name to go out there, now it's a lot more sexier to go out there to just talk about Sequoia, because a lot of people understand. A lot of people saying that, hey, how do I promote Sequoia? Nobody knows about Sequoia. So how about we say Sequoia, powered by eXp? Now you don't even need to do any marketing. You just put the name out there and people will listen to you because that credibility is there. And now ask yourself, why eXp it's willing to partner up with a small company like us in Sequoia? It's because perhaps, I hope that it's not just James and myself are friends. If friends is friends, right? But hopefully they see the value of what we are trying to do right here. And again, so think about this. As an agent, or even though you're not an agent, you recruit an agent into your organization. They sell a property. As long as that property is an investment property, they can also bring onto the Sequoia platform and get funded, because we are a commercial business fund loan company. There's no licensing needed. I got 2 eXp executives right there to can validate what I just said to you. There's no licensing needed. So when we have so many agents that come on board to us, not only that they sell the property, but they also bring the client onto our platform, close it with a business loan, and they still can compensate out of it. That is a double dip. So again, I can go on and on and on, but again, I don't want to.
Hey, Alan, and then I'll stop sharing my screen, but I neglected to stop at this screen. It's really important, and I'll end with this.
Go ahead.
During COVID, the year before in 2019, and then during COVID 2020, the residential real estate market closed they closed 6.1 million in residential closings. Okay. Maybe Scott and Jim can talk about commercial, but my numbers from the residential side, 6.1 million. Guys, that was the height of the residential sales since 2007, before the last crash. Okay. Since then, interest rates have crept up. We all know that. It went from 3% to 4% to 5% to 6% to 7%. In some markets went to 8%. Finally, it's starting to come back. But last year, the residential market closed at 4.1 million sales volume, down 0.6 from 6.1, down 33%. This year in 2024, NAR is projecting the same 4.1 million in residential closings. Look at this chart. eXp of all the top 500 real estate brokerage firms who disclose their numbers publicly, we by far outrank everybody. Anywhere, the next brand consists of Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's. There's like 9 different brands all coming together, and they still haven't reached the number of the volume that eXp has. That's the power by which you guys have now have the ability to leverage. I have friends who are not quite making it in other businesses, and they've called me up and says, Tom, I've watched your career forever in real estate. Do you think it's a good time for me to enter the real estate business? If I did not have this platform, Alan and everybody, I would not say no. I would say no, don't enter the business. But knowing how I know this platform inside and out, it is absolutely the best time to capture, to get a real estate license and capture more market share as real estate agents drop out. Yep. That leaves open business. Yep. It's open business for us who are serious about the real estate business to capture market share. That is it.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. James, back to you.
Thank you so much. And I always say blame Tom because one of the things is I stayed open-minded. I was always a commercial agent, right? And I've started at Marcus & Millichap and Wall Street prior to that. So I've always been in the finance and also commercial real estate and learned from Marcus to when I first formed my first company at BRC Advisors, grew it to about $2 billion. And then just kept on evolving it. Then I ran Sperry, as many of you may know. But like Tom, he was ARIA's national president. I was his VP, then became president. So in the multicultural collaboration, connection, NAR involvement was very involved. So I'll start sharing on my screen. Hold on. A little more about this. So what Scott and I, as we started building eXp Commercial, also, why I stepped down is because of the opportunities to grow the business and take the 800 level brokerage company, which Alan, you and everyone else is part of. We are about half of the commercial agents out of that number because we are pure commercial and many of us were commercial leaders. And as we build the Renaissance deck that Scott is the COO, but also the president of Property Asset Management, Alan will share how other people can do business. This will allow everyone to really plug in with us. And that's what's exciting with my long trip of experience, working to plug into the eXp platform. And that's why I watched Tom for many years, 30 years in the business. I said, this is the right platform. From being part of one of the big firms to creating my own brokerage company, everyone knows brokers go broke. I did at the height, $2 billion in sales, verifiable in Southern California. But when the 2007, 2009 hit, went broke, right? Because the more I had to feed my brokerage company like many right now. So this is the perfect time. And then I ran a franchise company with Rand Sperry. Even though it was a low-cost franchise, it still was a franchise, having everyone owned and run their brokerage operation, us adding value, but the connection just wasn't there. Until I saw eXp, I saw they have all of the right bones. And I'll start with sharing, what we saw and what we could do. And I know you saw this, but this is very relevant, copying and following what residential did. It allowed you to grow on the residential platform off of, with the time when I joined, 28,000 agents. And then it grew to about 90,000. Obviously, right now with the market changing, it started fluctuating. It allows you to use the branding of your own company. And that was a big one for legacy commercial like Sequoia Real Estate, right? That is your own group, Alan, whatever we want. So it keeps your integrity of brand. It allows you to plug into this large group. And I'll tell you, and Scott will verify many others, because there's 80,000, let's say, on the residential and 800 on the commercial. Where do you think leads, referrals, business comes from? The 80,000 residential worldwide starts passing leads and referrals and all sorts of businesses to the commercial, whether it's leasing, transaction, business brokerage, lending, consulting. They are just hungry to share and collaborate to make money. And because everyone caps, and commercial, we usually cap within the first 2 deals, many people are excited to share the wealth. And I'll tell you an example. Some of the people I had at Sperry, everyone does something different on the franchise. And Calvin Wong won't be shy about this. Calvin was one of my top producers at Sperry, making about $500,000. Hey, that's great, $500,000. At eXp, even though the hardest time, he's making over 1.5 with his revenue share, stock options, referrals, and mentorship. He is doing 3 and maybe even 4 times the amount that he was doing with me at Sperry. And remember, everyone knows what happened in the 2007 or 2002, 2003, and even this year, the market was pretty tough for commercial. But even with that said, being part of this platform without the liability responsibility of running your own firm allow him to scale and grow. And the great thing is too, eXp is constantly innovating, creating, growing, scaling. And what I do like for commercial agents, we're a publicly traded company. And I always say, you need that backing, right, Alec? Institutional, check a box. So now people in Sequoia can start working on larger deals. We are also corporate, not franchised. So many of you licensed in one state can do business around all the other states and around the world. And that's the power of being corporate, not franchised. Now with Sequoia, you have just opened up the market to 24 countries and growing, right, Tom? We all know we're in those conversations. In addition to the 50 states that now you can plug in, granted some of them are turf states, but the majority of our team is in all the states, and we can work a deal to collaborate to help our people really grow and do their business. So with that, it allowed us to grow our business and our company to be the fastest growing commercial. The one thing that I do really love is this, and we always talked about the technology platform. We had to bring down the tech down so people can do their transaction, leasing, and business brokerage. I know with Tom, he's working and doing with CoStar, but we already have, for those that don't want to pay for CoStar, Moody Analytics that gives you commercial research reports. For the lenders here, being part of eXp Commercial, Moody's in itself is valued because it tells you when the loans are due. They are starting to put in the information for the actual owners, so you could do research. They also bought Catalyst. So they bought Reese, they bought Catalyst, and because they're Moody's, a publicly traded rating company that is about $80 billion in market cap, it's a great partner to have. And I know they started partnering with residential and many other companies. So with this data tool, for those that are in lending, you can use this research to really mine, find clients, find opportunities to do bigger loans now. We also have Build Out or RealNext. This is an OM. This allows you to package the deal, whether you send it to lenders. I know, Alan, you have all your own systems, but it's a way that you can use, package it. You could use it to market. You could use it to syndicate for those that want to start their own deals and business. And the CRM, which we're starting to centralize to share across all of our different parts of commercial and our organization. And I will share a little more on Recess later, but these are the things that we're starting to put together on the commercial eXp tech platform. For those that are interested in learning, we have our own academy, but also in our group, most of us are mentors, and we are the top agents that were past presidents and owners of commercial real estate companies, I would say, in the world. So Scott will kind of go over a little more about our Renaissance team. That by you joining and being part of eXp, or just being part of Sequoia, as we'll show you, you're part of our Renaissance team to allow you to plug in. But this allows those new agents now to learn, to understand, to be mentored in leasing, transaction, and I'll tell you, this is the biggest one. Business brokerage. And Alan, I know because you do a lot of lending, working capital, this is huge for Sequoia. Business brokerage and M&A is one of our fastest growing parts of our company, is in business brokerage. Now Sequoia can tap in, do the loans, figure out equipment lease, figure out working capital, and many of them through SBA and other vehicles buy the land, right? Because of the programs that, you know, the 504 or the 7A or these other programs allow. And on larger deals, I think Sequoia does it, but we have groups that also can help Sequoia raise the capital for middle market deals. And there are deals now that we're plugging in that are $10 to $100 million. One of our business brokers, Earl Kemper, is closing maybe 3 deals in $250,000 each in business brokerage. But with our group, you're going to see we have experts in each lane of commercial real estate to really help Sequoia be their best, not always being an expert of everything. We all know when you're trying to do everything, you're not an expert at anything, right? A master of none. So we all focus, but because of the platform, there's ways to for all of us to collaborate. The healthcare is still the same. And also, Alan, I always want to bring this up because you're a principal with your wife and everyone else. Everyone that's part of the Sequoia company is under this program too. So we can share the details just because you're involved, your company is involved. As long as we can show officially they are part of the Sequoia team, they can have access because of your involvement and your wife's with eXp to allow healthcare. So that's a big one. So we'll get you the details so you can find out and share with your members, those that are paying their own healthcare, to really be involved. Obviously, the stock icon that I always said, $500,000 for commercial, that's easy. You volunteer some of your time. We give you back your money back in $20,000 in stock. You can buy stock at a discount and then really sell it right away. So a lot of the things that they have in residential works the same way. But this is the big thing, Tom, that I love. I was saying, like the hair club for men. You know, I'm not just the president. You know, I'm one of the clients and customers. RevShare freed me. Tom, that's why I picked eXp a long time ago. Many presidents, as this market is changing, said, Jim, how are you? How are you by leaving a corporate life? Love it. Why do I love it? Because of 4 years, and I brought over, Tom, you know, in commercial, I got 35 people to come over with me, 35. And a couple of them, we all know it's probably 10% that goes crazy. And I'll thank you, Daniel Ling and Calvin Wong, because they went crazy and started growing, and they're even more excited. They're growing my retirement. They're growing my freedom. So by the time I left corporate, I would say I got paid just as much as corporate now with my free time and doing what I want to grow other businesses. So the building and the revenue is real. And that's what the exciting thing is. And as Tom said, everyone can do this. It is not magic, mysterious. It is, you just have to put some effort in and just get involved. So the other things that we're going to do, I'm going to show it and then give it over to Scott. As everyone knows, we are adding these commercial services. eXp is a great platform as it gets you licensed in 24 countries, 50 states. It's corporate, not franchised. It's publicly traded. But within our group and our team specifically, we have our own training and education. Alan, like we brought some people over to speak, like the tax reassessment, capital markets, we're going to work with Sequoia because we're going to share all our toys. We're going to share all the tools at a wholesale basis that Sequoia can plug in to better serve your capital markets team, your debt, your mezz, right? Anything Sequoia may be missing, we have it at a wholesale rate that Sequoia now can plug in to show how your agents, your people can get paid. Scott Cook is also not the COO, just the COO of Renaissance. He's actually the president of our asset property management. As you said, Alan, you know what it takes to run property. Not sexy, but it's necessary. Scott Cook, when he shares his background, is a broker owner, longtime property manager, and so many other hats. But the two big things that we're building for our team is the capital markets and finance. We all need it. Also, the asset property management. We're working with the property tax reassessment, but also workout groups because we know not all deals are salvageable, that we will get worked out and figuring out how to change the structure of deals, right? So anytime your lending team finds a deal they can't figure out, pass it to our workout team. you still get paid. And they can work on it to reduce, the cost and make sure the deal can work. If it doesn't work, we have an auction platform with Crexy, CW Capital, some of the best auction platforms out there. So by partnering with us and just doing your job and looking at the data, it's going to bring you all the way down through our process, and each level is getting paid because you're solving a problem for the client. And that's the exciting thing in commercial. We've all been through a couple of cycles, and I'd say our oldest partner has been around since the 70s. And he was working in the 70s, Jerry Anderson, who used to own Sperry Van, well, he was president of Sperry Van Ness. I know Scott was at Sperry Van Ness at the time too. He was president, he owned all of Florida. He was president of CBRE when it was CB, and he's a lifetime instructor of CCIM. So with this platform that we're building in eXp, with this team at our group, and now with Renaissance, and I'll share recess how this plugs in, it really benefits. But Scott, if you don't mind kind of sharing your background and also, what we're building with Renaissance and how this all plugs in as, and also your property management as we build a referral division for everyone.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Good evening. First of all, following Tom and Jim is never an easy task. So luckily, it'll probably slow down a little bit with me. You can take a breath. Those two know everything, and they go fast. So it's good to see everybody. Appreciate the time being here. My background, real quick, did property asset management for 25, 27 years. Ended up purchasing my own company, growing my own property asset management. We were primarily based out of Southern California, but we also had clients nationally. Through the property management, I wanted another component, which was the brokerage, because they just kind of go hand in glove. So I went out and I purchased with a partner a franchise brokerage operation, and I'll get into Renaissance mostly, but I just want to give you a quick background on why I left that brokerage and went over to eXp. I had my own franchise. I had 30 brokers. We were doing like everybody does in a brick and mortar. We were doing fine up and down the cycles, no problem. But I had to supply everything. And, you have a few agents that do a lot, and then you have a lot of agents you have to train, right? So it was, it's a good business, but owning your own franchise, owning your own brokerage is just not easy. And quite frankly, I could have made more money just going out and continuing to do my multifamily brokerage over owning the company. I think I've made a lot of other brokers, helped a lot of other brokers make a lot of money, but I could have done better if I had just gone out and done my own and then had a plan just like eXp. So that's where I originally met Jim long ago. Was when we were talking about the franchise model, and I ended up, when Jim went over to eXp and he talked to me about the platform and what it had. I sold my management, I sold my brokerage, and moved over to eXp, and I couldn't be happier. It's where you should be, and I don't say that for any reason other than I can just tell you as a guy that owned my own brokerage, it just makes a lot more sense. You can do the numbers, you can run the numbers, and it'll bear it out. Now on to Renaissance. So Renaissance is a platform that will work for licensed, unlicensed individuals. And what we have is we're putting together somewhat of a marketplace, but it's really so much more than that. It's within eXp, but we're also going to stretch it out from eXp. But our core group is eXp based. And as Jim said, we're the largest group within eXp, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of advisors within our group. And what Renaissance is it's a platform that's going to provide a lot of the services. eXp does a fabulous job at providing a lot of the training and services and support. They're fantastic. We're going to just supplement that and add on to it. And so within our group, when you join us and you're part of our eXp family within eXp, then you're going to be able to have access to some of these other tools that we're putting together. The committees that we're looking at right now that we've already begun putting together, the global committee, and this is run by a CCIM leader, Ellen, and they've already begun. So they're already in process. They've already started their meetings, and they meet and they talk about global real estate, and they're doing deals globally. And, we're talking about lending and other things, everything global that's already running. And this is with Renaissance within eXp. We also have our own education committee. We also have our own capital markets committee. We have a deal exchange networking group that meets once or twice a month. We have an agent attraction group. Of course, I would go to Tom because he's the expert, but we also have that within ours as well. And then we have a general business development and brokerage as far as business brokerage. And so that'll be its own group as well. So we've got the website is in its final stages, and that's getting put together. And then we're creating all of our partnerships. And so what it means is you're going to join our group. You'll already be a part of our group, and you'll be able to come in and join these different committees, get additional training, get to meet people. And Jim, you're going to talk about recess. Okay. So within recess, which is amazing on its own, we're going to have groups broken down. So we'll have our Renaissance group, which is going to have hundreds and hundreds and eventually thousands of advisors in it. Within that, we'll continue to break it down. We'll have California, then we'll have, San Diego, Southern California, whatever makes sense. We'll break those down into their own groups. And through recess, we're going to have all the communication tools, all the calendar tools to be able to schedule all of these things. So everybody can communicate on when these events are, as well as deal sharing, and all of it within the same platform. And I know that there's a lot of platforms that say they're going to do this, and they do this. The benefit of ours is this is within our own group, and we're going to encourage it. We're going to continue to promote it. So, you should join all of these different committees, be a part of them, be active in them, get to learn the people that are active in them. And it'll help grow your business, right? Because you're going to learn how to do deals. You're going to get to see, so there'll be some off-market properties. There's a gentleman, I won't mention his name because I don't want him to get flooded, but he brings a lot of off-market deals. And as we all know, whether you're an investor or you work with your clients, off-market deals is where they're at, especially right now. So there's so many opportunities within Renaissance that we're going to be bringing to everybody, and you're really just you're getting in on the ground floor as Jim and I launch this and get this rolling. So now's the perfect time. Couldn't be better, and we'll continue to grow it, and you'll be a part of it. We want to hear your feedback, and this is really your tool, right? I mean, this is for all of our benefit, and along with the partners that we're going to have there is that we're going to have the opportunity for you to receive revenue from that. So we'll have different partners. And it sounds like, Alan, you've got a lot of different things you do, so it'll be very similar. And there may be some things that you're working with us on. And as agents and advisors and clients go through our platform and they use these services, everybody benefits. And so it's really going to be an all-encompassing platform for everybody to use, everybody to communicate. And then, Jim, you can talk about recess because I don't want to take up too much time, but that's going to be another big kicker.
Yeah, thank you. And one thing is we are putting this on, as Alan and everyone knows, you need the tech. You need it to drive in the background. So recess, just to let you know, is a award-winning technology platform system that they have. On this platform, now because the market's changed, over 600,000 users are on the residential side. I am managing director on the commercial side. I've been involved with this group for a long time. And the exciting thing is our chairman is our vice chairman at eXp. So that's the other thing about this company. So there is a very, like you, Alan, and the group, we're very tied together. We share a lot of information. But with 600,000 people on the residential side, they want education, leads, and everything else to come over. There's a lot that the residential is built out. We're going to build it for commercial so we can communicate, pass leads and referrals. As Scott, you said, on market, off market, 1031 exchange, DSTs, right? These are all going to be on the platform because it's a tech platform. It's going to match everyone together. And because it's a technology, not a brokerage, with Renaissance, there's going to be licensed and unlicensed. There's commissions versus fees, right? Think about this, commission versus fees. There's ways that we know where the line is drawn, and commercial is non-RESPA. Not everything is, but you don't want to go into the, the brokerage, what do you call it? The securities business, right? You got to have a series of, but there's a lot of things we can do. And having this technology, this award-winning technology, look at all these alliances. There's so much more that are connected. And all these organizations, Alan, we can all plug in with Sequoia, that we can form all these multiple streams by partnering residential to commercial. And because we are beta testing all of the information in commercial, we get all the leads and referrals. And I will share more on this with Scott, with the deck, how you can plug in. But this helps you build Sequoia, whether you're licensed or unlicensed. It connects you to grow there. And Alan, you and your exec team on the RESAS model can form your own Sequoia group to communicate, to pass leads. And this is the biggest thing. You can pass leads within the eXp group, the Renaissance group, the Sequoia group, however you want to organize it. And the big thing is once I see, and we get a star rating because we want to make sure we're the best with the services. When I open up the 600,000 plus agents on the residential side to the commercial passing leads and referrals, I am going to make sure the referrals are passed to the best agents to do the best job, because it is our platform, it is our integrity to make sure everyone wins. So that's the super exciting thing. And I love Tom's on there. Tom's like, why are you doing this? Why do you do that? Now you see, it's part of my grand scheme. And sometimes, like you, Alan, and many of us here, our brains go faster than what we put down. But this is the puzzle pieces that we were all putting it together. But it really starts with friendship, trust, integrity. And that's what we have here with Alan, with Tom, with Scott. Many of you I've spoken and seen before. That's what's more important with our group. It's that collaboration with people we like. And I would say, if I'm going to give money away and share money, I'm going to share it with my friends. But Alan, thank you for trusting us. We are very excited to plug in and work with your team. And I'll give it back to you, but we're really excited to work with all of you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, James and Tom and Scott on our platform. So, hey, again, I'm speechless. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity right here, especially for us as a Sequoia consultants that can plug into the eXp world. But one thing that I am more excited than anything else is the capital piece. So as a lender or as a broker on our end, many of you in this room, you probably understand that for funding, regardless what the project is, it's pretty easy for us to find the debt. Pretty easy, regardless what the deal is. Well, right now, the biggest deal that we're working on is a $600 million construction deal in Hawaii. But however, no lender is going to fund 100% of it. Most of the lenders are going to fund 65%, 70%. And many of these clients, they're not able to put in the capital that is necessary for the entire project. So the capital, it's where it's missing in the commercial lending world, regardless where you go. So with eXp, with James, what they're putting in together, they open up a lot of doors for us, which means that you and I, as a consultant agent, so we can do a lot more deals. A lot of those deals that the lender can only fund 65%, 60%, but now we can go to James and his capital market saying that, hey, I need a mezz loan. I need about 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever that might be. And the client put in the remaining balance, boom, now we get the deal structured. So that is what excited me. That's one of the things that excited me in the partnership. And of course, there's so many technologies, the name, so on and so forth. So again, I hope that everyone can be as excited as I am. I can go on and on and on, but I bet James and Tom and Scott, we will have a lot more to talk about and how we tie our marriage together, right? So we can grow. And another thing that I'm excited about is that the global possibility. Now, we always talking about, hey, a lot of you guys asking me, hey, can we go globally? Yes, we can do global loans in some capacity, but perhaps with eXp's help, we can truly go global from this point on. So again, that's all I have, and we have about 2 or 3 more minutes. Open up the floor. If you have any questions or whatsoever, feel free, jump in. And okay, so we have a few questions right here. Lisa said that she's exciting, fantastic. Dean is asking, give us the membership cost again. What's the membership cost?
So on the residential side, to get started as a eXp realty agent, the startup cost is $149. On the commercial side, it's $250 just one time. And then for all of the benefits, we haven't talked about lead generation and consumer relationship management database and a $1 million website that's plug and play for you. All of that then your monthly investment is $85 per month on the eXp Realty side, or $250 per month on the commercial side. That is it. And then you'll be able to open up this beautiful box, and inside is a ton of tools for you to go grow your real estate business. Get the training, get the tools, get the services, get the support that you need. Okay,
Right.
so great question. I'm going to type in a website that is my website that's built for you guys. agentsgetfree.com. You'll find the entire residential as well as commercial as well as luxury presentations on that website. Okay. Licensing for commercial is through you too. No, I think for all 50 states, Scott and Jim, you can correct me if I'm wrong. For all 50 states, if you get a real estate salesperson's license, that license allows you to sell both residential and commercial. With eXp, you've just got to decide which is going to be the lane that you want to choose to run in. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, everybody. Yes, Carolyn, you got it. One more share here. I know Jim and I went really fast to share the program because we're limited on time and we're out of time already. But on the same website, agentsgetfree.com, these leaders go live every first and third Tuesday of the month. You'll find that under events. And we show the entire eXp Explain platform. We break it down. We take our time to show you, explain to you the lead generation, the training, the tools, the system, and so forth. This coming September 3rd, our Executive Vice President of Growth, Russ Lagan, is going to be showing the program. We have the same for eXp commercial presentation. If you're a commercial agent, go to the website and search for the commercial resources. Okay? I just want to share that before you guys get off. I think Demetrius has a question.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Good presentation. In the licensing aspect, I'm in Florida. Do the commercial and the residential, is a license required to work with Sephora? Or, I mean, do we have to be licensed first in order to work with you?
You must be a licensed real estate agent to be able to join any of our eXp divisions, realty, commercial. Okay. Yes, you do.
Do you have
there is one thing, Demetrius, that's why we built Renaissance. So if you're not licensed, talk to Scott, but we'll work through Alan. If you're interested, we'll put the entire deck together. But this is why we built this, because we know in finance and other parts, it's a fee versus a license. So Demetrius, through Alan, just if anyone's interested, reach out to Alan. We will consolidate our entire deck, links, and do a follow-up. So those that really are interested, I mean, we're continuously going to help Sequoia build. Like we said, we're friends, we want to build, but it's business too. And we want to help everyone plug into all the services that we built. Scott Cook is leading the charge on it, in addition to putting it all together. So you're really meeting the exec team here, in addition to many of our other partners. And like I said, plugging in to a publicly traded multi-billion-dollar platform, right? That is cash flow positive, no debt. I mean, that's what's going to help us win the game and keep scaling. And I'll tell you this, because most of us are in commercial or finance. We are light years ahead of everyone else because I built the company in commercial. Now I think people are seeing what I was doing. Residential, there's a lot of copycats. They're still not eXp. They're still copycats. They're still losing money. But I watched what eXp did, and I built commercial just in line with what Realty was doing. So we're light years ahead of everyone else. And when people talk to us, that's why I'll tell you this. By building you, and you could be, if you're licensed, but you don't want to be active, there is a referral part that we'll share too. So you could start attracting and building. Because right now with commercial finance, what Scott's doing with property management, with capital markets, they want to plug into this group so you can grow additional business or fees. So Alan, this will just now help your team As long as everyone wants to work, plug in, and are an expert, there's going to be so many other ways they can make money. Just like my friends and people who joined me from Sperry. Now the proof is in the pudding. After 4 years, they're all making more money than they've ever made in the company we were all at Sperry. Proof. And it's happy to connect you with anyone to share that with everyone. And it is amazing. And they keep thanking, like I thank Tom, changing lives. It's just so hard to believe it works. Like Scott, right? He loves it and he understands. There's so many people that lives have been changed under this platform.
Okay, well said. Thank you so much. Now, regardless, and again, I close with this. Regardless eXp, regardless Sequoia, regardless ABC, regardless XYZ, none of those things matters. Okay? All these people saying that how much money they make, how much life how their life changed, none of those matters. All it matters is you. Are you making that money? It's your life changing. It is already 2024, last quarter of 2024. What have we done in the year of 2024? Where am I going in the year 2025? For those of us who join Sequoia, you know how we grow. We grow from nobody. I still remember the day that I was drawing that circle in Gio's office. I think Bobby's online. I still remember I was in Bobby's office and drawing that circle saying that this is what I wanted to do. And until all this time has passed, and that's where we are today. And quite frankly, we have not yet even launched our company yet. But now we have eXp on our back. We have all these products on our platform, all these services that people unheard of on our platform. So the question is boiled down to you. When your life can be changed? When do you want to live in the life that you dream about? So the time is to wake up. Don't dream about your life anymore. Don't make that big dream anymore. You have to wake up and make your dream become reality. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this Wednesday night. Thank you again, James, Tom, and Scott, for you guys on the platform. We definitely will talk more and more and more. And until then, please remember tomorrow, Thursday, it's our sales call. Please join our sales call. Mr. Mo Cannon will be hosting that call, so you don't want to miss it. Friday night is the frequent asked questions for you to jump online to ask whatever question that you have. Monday night, hosted by Mr. Bobby Lee, and he's the president of a life insurance company, and now he's on board with us to help you and I to recruit our team. So Monday night is very important. Tuesday night, if you have anybody that speaks Spanish, please join Mr. Gio Ramos. He has the Spanish training. And of course, Wednesday night. Again, until then, I see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.